Hey everybody, this is herculespetix, founder, curator, docent, and gift shop employee of the herculespetix Academy of Comic Book Studies. Today we're going to be looking at I Hate Cartoons, an interesting anthology from 2001. This is the brainchild of Attaboy, who I think were a collective of artists. Pretty sure they were graphic designers. They do this cover. They have that very slick graphic design style. Lots of computer, use of the computer. And this is volume 1. I'm pretty sure there's no other volume after this. This is the only issue. I couldn't find anything about these guys on the internet, so I'm just assuming stuff. And I assume they do this art, kind of interesting style, different than a lot. And we have a little editorial from them. And basically the gist of this anthology is yucks. I mean, it's all funny stuff. They're trying to just make you laugh. And even the editorial is pretty funny. These guys they got a very odd sense of humor, these guys. Malcontents. I thought that was kind of clever. And I assume there's another little Attaboy drawing. And then we start off with this fake catalog for Gobbler Toys, supposedly from 1963. And it's pretty funny stuff. They definitely show off their odd sense of humor here. As you can see, it's like CGI, like early CGI computer art. Looks pretty slick. I mean, these guys, I'm pretty sure were graphic designers who knew how to do this stuff. Probably were pretty wealthy, got wealthy from doing stuff like this, this slick. Look, it's Senor Sandwich. It's a sandwich guy toy. It's just ridiculous. Kids love toys. Kids love sandwiches. Enough said. Kiki the Fashion Tiki. These are kind of horrifying, actually. These are really scary. Octostomp, the winemaking wonder. And supposedly you fill your bathtub with grapes, and this toy stomps on them and turns them into wine. I like this little boy guzzling his homemade wine. Rodeo Rover. You should put this on your dog, and it turns them into a bustin' Bronco. Even comes with a light bulb warmed branding iron. Fu Manchu, I Love You, this little plush doll for little girls. Apparently it's the #1 doll of 1962. You can braid his mustache, his Fu Manchu mustache. This is weird. Gobblers, Wobblers. Make boo-boos a thing of the past. So it's like this protective shield for children. I don't know why this makes me laugh, this cute little kid peering out through the slit. This is very odd. Washable, durable, harmless colors. Guys are weirdos. This is the oddest of all. Louis the Cheese Shark blows cheese-scented soap bubbles. So dumb. But I don't know, I think it's kind of funny. So now we get to the meat of the issue, comics. That's why we're here. And we start off, what a way to start off. Montgomery Wart and Murgatroyd in Hands Down. Of course, it's the work of Mark Martin, the creator of Montgomery Wart. And I love Mark Martin's cartoony style. He's just carrying the torch for like old-time funny gag cartoons. Like every panel in this has got a pretty funny line in it, you know? He's just throwing out the jokes and humorous wordplay and stuff. And he also just draws in that great, you know, just simple Bigfoot style. But then, like, his backgrounds are all lush and really nice. He's got chops, Mark Martin. But he also, like, can draw really simple and fun like this. So Montgomery Wart's at Murgatroyd's house trying to convince him to come out and play. And he's like, I can't. I got to take care of my cousin. She's a little tadpole. And Montgomery convinces him. Says, just bring her along fine. And this little cousin has Tourette's. But because she's so young, she doesn't really know any cuss words. So she's just yelling out random things. Flip-flop, Hogan muffin. I don't even know what Hogan Muffin is. It almost sounds like she has aphasia, you know, instead of Tourette's. I really like the way he draws this little tadpole. Look at these backgrounds here. It's really nice. So Montgomery says, that'll be our mission. Today we're going to teach her decent cuss words. Mop water. So Murgatroyd teaches her doo-doo. And Montgomery is like, no, doo-doo's passé. They even say that on TV now. We got to think of better ones. I like this little sight gag here. It's Joe Camel. Hey, kids, I'll be your friend if you smoke. Joe Camel was the cartoon mascot of Camel Cigarettes and kind of got banned, kind of got canceled because people thought he was, you know, pandering to children, making cigarettes look fun to kids. So Montgomery is thinking of a proper good curse word. He whispers it to Murgatroyd. And Montgomery Ward says, no, racial slurs are the only thing that'll get a rise out of anybody. So luckily we don't hear it. And the little cousin yells shark. And Montgomery Ward's so stupid he starts running thinking there's a shark. And look at those backgrounds there. Really nice. So it gives it that animation feel. Because, you know, the really simple foreground characters. And then these, you know, almost painted in black and white looking backgrounds. Trying to make sure this is still in frame. Sorry about that. Then he realizes that there's no shark. Goat muffin. And then they're teaching her how to play patty cake. And then Montgomery says, hey, can she do the itsy bitsy spider thing? And then look at this crazy. Her hands turn into that. So later on that night, she's still demanding for Hogan muffins. And they're running to bake her as many as they can because they don't want her hands to do that creepy thing again. And that's the zany end. Creepy Cartoons presents the story of Little Dead Riding Hood. This is Eric Talbot, who I believe worked with the Kevin Eastman and Peter Lard on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and did other comics for like Mirage and later on Tundra. So we see Little Red Riding Hood rises from the grave. We see the big bad wolf. He runs to Grandma's house, just like in the old story. Kicks the grandma into the swamp and dresses up like Grandma. Kind of like the way this looks. It looks like a lot of other cartoonists, so I can't think off the top of my head, but there's about like 10 cartoonists who I could mistake this for. And then she's Little Red Riding Hood says, "What big brains you have, Grandma." And then Little Red Riding Hood kills the wolf and eats him. Here's some attaboy graphics. Goo. And this is a weird fake ad for saliva for spit. It's very silly. Recipe for a spit sandwich. Lose your job, spit on 2 pieces of stale bread, eat half the sandwich, save half for later. Yeah, these guys are oddballs. I like their weird sense of humor. I don't even get some of these. This is what our asses will look like in the future. We'll turn into an office chair. Vampire sticks. Goo Playmate of the Year. God, there's some weird stuff. A 1-page bedtime story. Beware of the Lick Dancer. in the land of the Weeble, inspirational pablum. Why I'm not a stand-up comedian. And just some pin-up, little mini pin-ups. Oh wait, I didn't slide that over so you can see it. Here we have another Eric Talbot one. Jojo, the Hobo Clown. God, it's on the tip of my brain who this guy reminds me of. I see like a weird hint of Al Columbia, but it's someone else. I can't remember, sorry. So we see this hobo clown. A blue elephant comes up to him. He's like, you're supposed to be pink. And then he says, the elephant says, lie down, I gotta stand on your head. And so he does. It's a very odd ending. This one's weird. It's by a guy named Ben Burke. The robot cannot be stopped. And it's kind of a mix of almost like collage-y stuff and like this, and poetry. It totally reminds me of something that would be in a fanzine back in the 80s, you know, some self-published thing. Just random stuff. Photos, art. The great brown, in a room with wisdom-scratched walls, scrawled by the hand of those forgotten in the bottom of it all. In a bathroom stall in a corner of San Francisco, the great brown rose inflated and unfolded, and across the lake of gleaming white with porcelain shores, on a bed of unloved linoleum stained with unaimed streams. So just like weird poetry like that, and then these weird drawings and photos. And I don't think it's even trying to be funny. It's almost like trying to be this little arty thing. Maybe this could be like the thesis of an art student. Never heard of this guy, Ben Burke. This one's The Man with Golden Wings. And it's a very strange little silent strip. This man's wife dies. He grows these golden wings. Everyone thinks he's the devil. He kills this giant frog. So the police are after him. And then the police officer commands that he drink this giant barrel of something? Of rainbow? And he spills the barrel, and it seems to form a deluge that drowns everyone in the town. Then he shows up in this other place after floating on the dead frog, and everyone celebrates him as a hero there. They're like, he's an angel. He's like, but he protests. He says, no, I'm a devil. And then everyone starts dying just because he said, I'm the devil. And they're skeletons. And then he flies away, his wings fall off, and it looks like he falls to the ground, probably dead. It's very, very strange. I forgot to, he didn't sign this work, but that is by Chris Hicks. I know it's not that great, but I kind of like it. It's so odd and very interesting cartoon style. Here's more of that attaboy stuff. The Swear Bears. And this is just a retelling of the Three Little Bears, but funny and zany. Oh, wait, I keep forgetting to slide it over. So, this is really bizarre. Someone replaces their morning hot dogs, which the father and the son left the house to let them cool. And when they came back, the little boys was replaced by a golden electric wee-wee. And then they find the mother is in bed with Goldilocks, and they're having sex. Very, very strange. Next, we have another well-drawn Eric Talbot strip. This one's written by A.C. Farley, though. That name sounds really familiar to me. I should look it up, but not now. Once again, another example of very odd humor. It's kind of a gag strip. And here's another little kind of postscript by Attaboy, telling us a little bit about Ira Gobbler, even, who's not real. And here we have some information about all the artists. But they're all jokey, so it doesn't really give us any real information, except for Mark Martin. And talk about all of his credits. And then, this is like one of the best things of the issue, we get a back cover by Dave Cooper. And this is very odd for Dave Cooper. I've never seen him do this. He's obviously using a computer. Like, this building is very computer generated. I think everything's computer generated in here. This looks like normal Dave Cooper, but way more molded and shaded. But really interesting seeing Dave Cooper play around with computer technology. It still looks really good. This house looks very weird, though. Like, it definitely stands out as, like, a human hand did not make that. Even the dented garbage can, you can kind of tell is, not hand-drawn. But I wish this was bigger. This is way too tiny for Dave Cooper. I want it way bigger. So, very weird little anthology. It's not my favorite, but there's definitely enough yucks in here. And, I mean, I love getting a Mark Martin story. Always love his stuff. And just that back cover by Dave Cooper, I have to keep this forever just for that. Unless I find it reprinted in a larger form. That would be nice. So I kind of wish there was more of these. I'm just curious where they would have went. And also, I kind of like this Attaboy humor. I mean, some of it's dumb, but a lot of it kind of cracks me up. And it's just very interesting. So hope you guys enjoyed looking at that. Very strange little comic, and you guys can probably tell how tiny it is. It's a very tiny little, it's like half the size of a normal comic book. As if you just chopped a comic book right in half. But it's kind of a nice little format for like cartoon stuff, but not for a beautiful Dave Cooper painting. So that's it for today's video, and I hope to see you next time here at the Herculespetix Academy of Comic Book Studies.